Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Bain in this thing. Hey, check this out before we jump into the awesomeness, right? Need y'all to check me out on all my social platforms. I'm pretty much on everything. Check me out on SoundCloud, Patreon, BeatStars, all the streaming services. My official website, forexwithbain.com. That's where you can join my Discord. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all right? Let's get right into it. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Bain. Break it down for us. It's your boy Big Bain in this thing. You guys guessed it. Another week, another opportunity for us to make some money in the Forex market. So let's get right to it, all right? Boom, over on the dollar, guys. So, we fresh off the press right now, right? It's still Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side. All right, but y'all, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, just fresh off the press, guys, and the dollar was falling. All right, so we're just gonna take it to lower time frame, let you guys see what was really going on. Let's do 1 hour. All right, boom. All right, so we broke the low, came and made a new low, and we started pulling back right up in here to where you guys can see we got a little bit of a double bottom. All right, there it is, right? So with that double bottom, guys, we started to break this high, but we still need to break above this high to be bullish. So even though this looks promising, right, we're still bearish on the dollar. And now, since it has created this little bit of equal highs, if you will, right, this is a nice little level of liquidity that price may go and get. Right, may do one of these numbers, tap into supply, and then fall again. That uptrend, what we thought was a reversal, right, because we saw uptrend structure, was just the pullback to the overall downtrend that we're in on the dollar, right? So again, a lot of people lose that sense of direction, right, as they go to different time frames. And if you're struggling with that, I can help you out. All right, forexwithbain.com. Click on the link to join the Discord, and I got you covered. All right, but bearish on the dollar coming into next week. All right, here we go. Our dollar, let's get high or higher. All right, or let's get high and higher. All right, so here on the odd dollar, right, we broke the low, made a new low, and we pulled back to supply. I expect the odd dollar to fall, which typically means that the dollar will rise. So maybe I'll be wrong about my bearish prediction on the dollar, right? But as it stands right now, I go with market structure, right? Well, what the market structure is showing me, not just because it's a correlation to this particular pair, all right? The charts trump correlation, right? No pun intended, all right? Anyways, expect a drop on odd dollar, so I'm bearish, all right? Looking over to euro dollar, again, euro dollar broke a high, came to make a big or a higher high, all right? And now when we look at it on the lower time frame, we can see that it started giving us some downtrend structure, right? But what you notice again is what you got to pay attention to. Here's a high, here's a low. We broke that high, right? But we never broke below the low, all right? So as it stands, because we have not came down to break this low, we are still bullish on the euro dollar. So the euro dollar pretty much did the opposite of what the dollar did, right? It created this liquidity that is sitting right here, all right, boom, right? And this demand level is sitting right there, all right? So once again, what most likely will happen is the dollar will pull back, sweep that liquidity, tap into demand, and then continue rising on its way up. So we got to be careful. So now that lines up, right, from a correlation standpoint with the dollar. Well, me thinking that the dollar is going to go down next week because of the market structure, right? The euro dollar will typically go up when that happens. So needless to say, bullish, all right, on the euro dollar, all right? But never know what you're gonna get. Okay, moving on. Here's the pound dollar. All right, and we already sold it. My team sold it this afternoon, we caught that double top, right? Because the dollar had made a double bottom. And in this situation, we actually did break a low, right? So now we could definitely be heading to the downside. So this is the pullback to the break, tap into supply, and then, get to the downside. Bearish on pound dollar. All right, guys. So hold on. All right, wait a minute. All right, New Zealand dollar. It's in supply, right? And looking at it from 4-hour time frame, right? We've broken a low, made a new low, pulled back all the way to the level of supply. Guys, NZD play of the week next week. All right, at least we do want to see like some more bears show up on the chart, but for right now things are looking pretty good for a potential sell on NZD. We want to see it break this low first, kind of give us some sort of pullback, and then make a lower high. If we get that, guys, we're going to sell it. Stops above here, right? Possibly get it tight, and then we're going to catch it all the way down to the swing. And if we do that, we're talking, let's see, roughly 288 pips to the downside, guys. All right, so New Zealand dollar, I am bearish. All right, over to dollar CAD, and I'm bullish. All right, so again, we broke a low, we made a new low. All right, broke a low, made a new low right here, and there's plenty of imbalance that it can pull back to, right, as it develops on that lower time frame. But as it stands, it's still bearish, right? Still having given us a change of character in any way, shape, or form for us to start looking for that buying opportunity. We would need to see price break above this high here. All right, then we'll need to see it pull back and create a higher low. All right, you guys are getting the picture, right? It does that. Once it creates that higher low and it breaks this high, all right, now we have a new uptrend, right? We got a low, we got a high, we got a higher low, and then we got a higher high. So all this needs to happen. It needs to develop first, right? Before you say, okay, on the next pullback to the demand area, that's where I'm going to get into the trade, right? This is nothing but a game of patience, guys, right? And when you understand it, it's game over, right? And if you don't understand it right now, I think you might want to click on the link. All right, your boy knows something, right? And we get into it. So forex.bain.com, check me out. All right, but since that hasn't happened, I'm going to say bearish on the dollar CAD. All right, and let's get it up. So 4-hour and moving over to dollar CHF. Even though it did create a low as well, got to look at the structure on the lower time frame. All right, and it looks like we may have tried to change structure, but we didn't, right? So still lower low, lower high, lower low, and with all of this, looks like these highs are breaking each other, but nobody broke this high, so we're still down on the dollar CHF. So for right now, I'm going to say bearish on the dollar CHF. All right, over to dollar JPY. All right, and from a higher time frame, we broke the low, so really we can adjust all of this. Boom, there's our new low. Here is our new break right there, and our new high is right here. All right, so cleaning everything up all nice in real time. So we got a break and we got a retest. So now let's look and see what we got. All right, okay, so looks like a double bottom, right? But I need more. All right, yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like this was the high to break, and we just quite didn't break it. All right, so yeah, like that's still acting as a nice resistance level or zone, okay, that price is respecting for the moment. So on dollar JPY, it is still bearish. All right, so don't buy it just yet until it breaks above this high, and again, wait for it to pull back, because you buy it low and then look to buy it. All right, but for now, we can still see the dollar JPY just come right on down to this level and grab that liquidity sitting there next to this nice little support level. All right, so bearish on dollar JPY. All right, moving on. All right, pound odd. All right, so this is what my team was looking at all day today, right? And we got an inverted head and shoulders almost, followed by like a double bottom, right? Then we broke the neckline, we made our high. Now it's doing a massive pullback. I didn't expect it to pull back this much after it made this double bottom, but you know, the market does what it wants to do. And so we got that deep pullback, but I'm still expecting it to rise into the next week, getting all the way up here for about 685 pips to the upside, guys. GA is the play. All right, I'm bullish. All right, pound CAD without a dad. All right, boom here. All right, so it looks like we're still bearish on pound CAD right now. We still broke below this low, and we still are below this high. So pound CAD could still end up falling, right? But it does look like this is engineered liquidity, so we may push up, grab that liquidity, tap into supply, and then fall. All right, I'm bearish on pound CAD. All right, over to pound CHF. This is another play that we were in. We got in from Thursday actually, and now, you know, things started to play out on Friday. So again, bit of a triple bottom, if you will, and we're expecting price to break out to the upside, getting all the way up here for 355 pips. Bullish on pound CHF. All right, pound JPY. So right now, all right, we got the break of the low, we made the new low, we pulled all the way back to that supply and we dropped. So now we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Right, so I'm not going to take any side on GJ until we get to, you know, either the support level again where we can potentially buy it, or the resistance level where we can potentially sell. But for now, pound's not getting down, doing too much of anything on GJ. All right, undecided. All right, pound New Zealand. So it broke this high, made a new high, pulled back to this demand area. Seemed like it's respecting it, but also seems like it's breaking it. But when we look left, we can see there's a little demand level left right here that it tapped into, just like that. So we can easily get pound New Zealand to rise up out of here, guys, and get all the way to the tippy top, because that's what it wants to do. That's 789 points, guys. Pound New Zealand, put it down for one of your go-to plays for next week. All right, here we go. Over to oil. All right, so oil broke the low, made a new low, pulled back, and now it's just consolidating. So it should drop, right, is what it should do, but it's still looking a little bullish on the pullback. So who knows, right? We may get it to break above this high and keep going, but we gotta wait to see what price shows us. All right, so undecided on oil for now. Silver, all right, we thought it was going to drop. We didn't take this trade, but it did not drop, and now it's broken above the supply level. So looks like we're going to do a deeper pullback to this supply level that's sitting right here. All right, and then from there we'll probably get a drop on silver. All right, so bullish, right, on silver initially to get to supply, and then turn around and drop, but then I'll be bearish. All right, over to gold. So gold did make a new high, and it started to fall. All right, so when we look at that new high, we can see that all the highs are, you know, starting to get a little lower, right? So we got liquidity built up. I think we're going to get a sweep on that, tap into supply, and then we're going to drop at least down to this area that we broke on gold, and that's going to be a pretty nice $70 move on gold, which is 700 pips. All right, guys, so bearish on gold. All right, over to natural gas, and let's see. All right, looks like a double bottom, all right, at a swing low. So I'm going to say bullish on natural gas, guys. We're going to rise up and potentially get all the way above this high, but this is a nice place to buy from. Look at the major drop down, and we're coming into a previous area that when we were here we shot all the way up. So definitely looking to see natural gas take off to the upside. All right, bullish on that. And if it breaks above this neckline, that will be your official double bottom. All right, shout out to my man Ghost, you already know. All right, and SPY. All right, so SPY was pulling back, right, but it decided that it's gonna, just get halfway in this huge fair value gap and start rising up. So again, I wasn't looking to buy it anyway, but it's still going to play out, or still looks like it's going to play out, where it pushes up to the upside, and then from there is where I'll be looking to sell SPY. All right, but for right now I can still see it rising some more, get into that supply level. So I'm bullish initially, but mainly looking for that sell. All right, over to NAS, and same exact thing, right? I wanted to push up to supply, and then from there I'm going to be looking to short it all the way back down to the swing low, and we're talking 3,000 points, guys. All right, don't think that it can't happen. It started right from here, and it already got 2,800, right? And that happened in 2 days. So I'm just trying to let you know something. All right, last but not least, US 30, and same exact MO, guys. I expected to push up to supply, and then from there I will be selling it. You know what I'm saying? So we got great plays this week, guys. I really hope y'all, take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are, and they're glad they made that decision. You feel me? So again, if y'all want to figure this out, y'all know what to do, right? Click it and head on over, right? The squad is awesome. We get to it. All right, but meantime, in between time, y'all know what it is. It's your boy. Peace.
Wanna get money? Wanna get paid? Master Forex, like a sensei? Then you know you gotta come and swing my way. And if you wanna fast forward, hit replay.